All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board special meeting on October 14th. The purpose of this meeting is to approve the annual report to the Board of Commissioners. We will be reviewing that. Unfortunately, we will not be able to approve that due to lacking a quorum of at least four board members present. But we'll start with welcome and roll call. My name's Liz Hookwater. I'm the Recreation Division Manager for Buncombe County Parks and Recreation. I'll move to Adam.
Hello, I'm our office administrator for the Parks and Recreation department. I'll move to Jen.
Hi, this is Jen Cook on the Parks and Rec and Greenways Advisory Board. I'll move to Kevin.
I'm Kevin Connor, code member of the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, and I can't see. But here's the list. Liz, did you already introduce yourself, or is this all of us?
This is all of us, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll open it up to public comment from the last meeting. So we'll give if there's anybody out there who has a question or public comment, please let us know. Molly, if you get anything, let us know. Otherwise, we can go ahead and we can review it. Jen, since you were not at the last meeting, or we can close the meeting. We can send it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to vote prior to sending it to the commissioners. But we can review it, Jen and Kevin, if you would like.
I was at the previous meeting, so I recall what's on it. But Jen, if you would like, we can.
Sure, thank you. If you don't mind.
Okay, awesome. We'll go through it. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Oh, it's
I made you a co-host. You should be able to.
Okay, thank you.
Now.
All right, so this is our annual report. Leslie, Kevin worked through this with us last week. The summary statement discussed the transition of several members in the past year and the impact of Helene, and that we are working towards strengthening and creating a more proactive advisory board going forward. And that as we talked about at that September meeting, we will be the staff will be presenting our information in a different way so that the meetings can be more focused. Any questions or comments there?
No, thank you. I think that's good.
All right. The purpose, this comes from the resolution that was completed to restart the advisory board. And the purpose of the board is to advocate for, provide feedback, and support the development and promotion of Buncombe County's parks, greenways, and recreation services by advising on strategic investments, master plan implementation, community engagement, and partnerships to increase awareness, access, and quality of recreational opportunities for all residents.
Sounds good.
Awesome. The accomplishments and activities. The board meetings were paused from October 24 to February of this year. The focus of recent meetings has been on recovery updates and reporting of current programming and events and park statuses. We have for our accomplishments, we have the selection and appointment of 2 new advisory board members, restarting board meetings, and really working towards that goal of being more proactive. And then the passive recreation land subcommittee has reconvened. And then for goals, appoint new chairperson and vice person, since we are currently missing those on this board. Review the bylaws and update as appropriate or if needed, just so that we're all aware of what the bylaws say, and that type of thing. The next one was to advise on strategic capital investments. So the board, the staff will present information to the board, and the board would review and recommend annual capital priorities each fiscal year in July. For greenways specifically, identification of bottlenecks and recommend potential solutions to county commissioners. The third goal was develop a community engagement action plan, and review. So that included reviewing and providing input on marketing and branding materials biannually. And participate. So would have board members participate in at least one outreach or public engagement event or program per district per year. And then during that outreach and engagement, solicit feedback on capital investments and master plan implementation and progress. And then just an overall on for that goal, in terms of develop a community engagement plan, with the board's purpose being to advise and provide feedback to the board can create that community engagement action plan and make recommendations or how the board it will engage with the community, and then provide that feedback to the staff. And then the fourth goal was to support the implementation of the system-wide Parks and Recreation Master Plan. And that was by providing formal recommendations annually to the Board of Commissioners on policy and project priorities tied to the master plan. And one thing that was discussed in the last meeting and that Allison had requested was to not just request, say, we need more funding, but tie funding to a specific project. So prioritize a project and say, this is important. We need funding for this specific project. And the focus on projects and not staff. Any questions on those goals, Jen?
No, I think those are all great. There's a good amount to show that we do intend to be more involved and proactive. So I think that's good. I really like the way we can engage the community better and get involved in person. I left the last meeting kind of wondering how we can be most helpful in between our meetings. So this is helpful for me to kind of see what that looks like or what you want that to look like. So I think that's great.
Fantastic. And then the last piece there that Kevin brought up at the end of the last meeting was the board would basically requesting more interaction with county commissioners, whether in a formal or informal setting. And that was something I actually thought about as well, was that also board members taking the initiative to go to those events where the commissioners are at as well out in the community. So that's not necessarily something to go in there, but just something I thought about, and that can be part of those community engagement events.
Yeah, or I imagine just attending commissioner meetings sometimes to just have just show face or presence.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. For us to focus, whether it's in the report or not.
Well, Kevin, Jen, I want to thank you for your time. Kevin, I know this is your second meeting. I know that's hard to get everybody together when we're not normally scheduled. I will confirm, we may, now that we've had 3 advisory board members review it, we may send it along to the board without approval, but we'll confirm that. And thank you for your time. Our next meeting is our regular scheduled meeting on November 12th at our office at 46 Valley Street. And if anyone doesn't have anything else, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Liz.
Thank you all. Have a great afternoon.